Hello friends, myself Assistant Professor Namrata Khilucha, Rafael BBA College, Vapi. With respect to the subject Human Resource Management, SYBBA, third semester, we are moving forward with the unit number 2, that is HRP, Human Resource Planning. The simple meaning of HRP, that is forecasting demand for the need of human resources in the organization. According to Smith, HRP involves the projection of manpower demand, the projection of manpower supply, and action to bring supply and demand into balance at a desirable level. After that, we had started with the question, that is process of HRP. Here, the HRP process divided into 5 major steps, out of which we had already discussed step number 1, that is environmental scanning, and step number 2, that is organizational objectives and policies. After completion of these 2 steps, the third one step will come into existence, and that is HR demand forecasting. Demand forecasting is the process of estimating the future quantity and quality of people required. So here, demand forecasting will not provide only number of employees required, or it will not provide only digit of human resource or employees required in future, but with that it will also provide the quality of people required. Say for example, if 5 vacancies will be there, in front of that it will also describe the quality of these 5 vacancies. Say for example, out of 5, 4 are the marketing executive and 1 is clerk. Then in front of the 4 marketing executive, here the qualities of the marketing executive, that is masters in marketing, communication skills, positive attitude, salesmanship skill, etc. need to be described. In front of the clerk, Bachelor of Commerce, percentage, experience and teleprogram, etc. qualities need to be described. So yes, demand forecasting is combination of both quantity and quality of people required. The basis of forecast must be annual budget and long-term corporate plan, translated into activity level for each function and department. As we had already discussed in the step number 2, that HRP programs need to be always based on corporate objectives and planning. Here, each function and department need to consider for HRP. Demand forecasting must consider several factors, both external and internal. See, now while forecasting, as an HR manager, one need to keep both the factors in mind so that to forecast accurately. These factors are A. External and B. Internal. External factors are those factors which are affecting outside of the organization to the human resource forecasting. These are competition, economic climate, laws and regulatory bodies, that is government, changes in the technology and other social factors. Internal factors are those factors affecting inside from the organization. It includes budget limitation, production level, new product and services development, organizational structure and employee separation. There are several good reasons to conduct demand forecasting in the organization. So let's discuss importance of demand forecasting. First one, it quantifies the jobs necessary for producing a given number of goods or offering a given amount of services. So here, number of the jobs will be specified. Second, determine what staff mix is desirable in the future. As I told you, if there will be 5 vacancies, then staff mix is of 4 marketing executive plus 1 clerk. So that is called as staff mix. Third one, assess appropriate staffing levels in different parts of the organization so as to avoid unnecessary costs. We had discussed earlier that demand forecasting will conduct at every function and every level. So here again and again forecasting and recruitment selection process will not need to continue, so that to reduce the cost that can be done only with the help of proper functional and departmental demand forecasting method. Fourth one, it prevents shortage of people where and when they are needed most. Here, due to proper forecasting, the supply of people can be filled whenever required and wherever required, so that here the balance can be take place with the help of proper demand forecasting, because supply forecasting is always depend on demand forecasting. Fifth one, it monitor compliances with the legal requirement with legal to reservation of the job. So here in demand forecasting, HR manager should require to bifurcate the vacancies based on the legal requirement or labor laws. Say for example, in case of the reservation, vacancies need to be bifurcated based on reserved categories like physical handicapped, EWS quota, ST quota, SC quota, OBC quota, and general. That can be properly bifurcated with the help of proper HR demand forecasting. Now, for proper demand forecasting, there are certain techniques or methods. Forecasting the manpower demand can be possible by the way of following techniques or methods of demand forecasting. Now, there may be a separate question of short note regarding demand forecasting methods. In that case, students are supposed to write down these 6 methods. First one, managerial judgment. Second one, ratio trend analysis. Third one, regression analysis. Fourth one, work study techniques. Fifth one, Delphi techniques. And sixth one, flow models. So let's discuss all these techniques one by one. The very first one technique, which is used in small scale industries as well as used in the companies where sufficient database is not available, and that method is managerial judgment. This method is easy to use as well as less time consuming. So both are the advantages of managerial judgment method. In point of analysis, it is also said that it is simple to understand. In this method, for forecasting future, HR need of an organization either bottom up or top down approach. So HR manager need to apply either of the approach, that is bottom up or top down. The name itself suggests the explanation. Let's try to understand first bottom up approach. Here line managers prepare departmental requirement for human resources and then submit to the superior level. That's why it is called as bottom up approach. Whereas in the top down approach, the top manager is going to prepare the departmental forecast for the human resources and then discuss and reviewed and take feedback with the departmental heads. That's why it is called as top down approach. Both approaches cannot provide 100% accurate and positive result because both are the approaches of forecasting. And when there is forecasting or prediction, definitely probability will be equal of success and failure. So, experts suggest that a combination of both approaches can give positive result if applied efficiently and properly. Management judgment method is properly utilized only for small business organization, as I told you earlier. The another method, that is ratio trend analysis, regression analysis, work study technique, Delphi technique and flow chart model technique we will be going to discuss in next one session. Thank you, students.